This is Alex Boaziz. In 2019, he founded an HR company called Deel. Today, it is valued at $12 billion with over 2,000 employees. Alex has scaled Deel from nothing to $295 million in annual recurring revenue, and the company has been profitable since September last year. He has raised $679 million from investors such as Andreessen Horowitz, Spark Capital, CodeHue, and many more. How did he achieve this in less than 4 years, and what was the number one unfair advantage that led to such success? Let's find out. My name is Bogdan, welcome to the channel. In this video, we will look at the success story of Deel and learn some important lessons that can help you to build your own business. Today, Deel provides global hiring and payroll in just one system. It basically allows you to hire employees and contractors in any country within less than 5 minutes without the need for a local entity. It also enables companies to pay their teams in over 120 currencies with just a click. Sounds like a great problem to solve. Compliance has always been one of the most annoying aspects of business. But how did they grow so fast? Alex Boaziz considers himself an international person. He grew up in Paris, studied in Israel, the US, and the UK. While helping his father founding the Tel Aviv-based venture fund in 2016, Boaziz began hiring tech workers in places like Ukraine because it was too expensive to hire developers in Israel, for example. He quickly realized how confusing and time-consuming it was to pay them. And that's the initial problem he decided to solve: to provide a solution for contractors and freelancers to accept payments from companies based in different countries. With this idea, they were accepted to the Y Combinator acceleration program. But as is often the case with startups, that idea did not gain enough traction, and they pivoted 1 week before the demo day. Instead of offering their solution to freelancers, they started targeting companies that pay those freelancers, and that approach worked much better.
Deel is Gusto for international contractors. Today, 20 million international contractors get paid over $30 billion a year working for a US company. And you know what? The process of onboarding and paying those contractors is terrible.
And then again, another iteration. Initially, they thought that payments were the most painful part, but later they realized that it was also compliance. Because when a company is based in Australia, for example, and you want to hire an employee from Japan, not understanding Japanese labor law and not having the infrastructure to hire employees while remaining compliant, that becomes a huge problem. During the first year of the business, they were layering different things, adding new features, all based on customer feedback, and that led to the product that Deel offers today. So the first lesson is to iterate again and again, be ready to pivot, change your value proposition, change your approach until you find the product market fit. Let's have a look at the timeline and their fundraising milestones. In March 2019, they were accepted to Y Combinator, and around that time they raised their seed round. They raised Series A in March 2020, Series B in September 2020, Series C in April 2021, Series D in October 2021, and a venture round in May 2022, totaling $679 million in funding. In January 2021, the team was 50 people. Last year, they were 1,300 people. And today, there are over 2,000 employees at Deel, and all of them work remotely. They started the year 2021 with $4 million in annual recurring revenue. At the end of 2021, the ARR increased to $57 million, which was 14x growth in only 1 year. And by the end of 2022, Deel reached $295 million in ARR, which was over 400% growth in the last year. Throughout that first year, between the Y Combinator demo day and Series A, they were of course focused on building the right infrastructure. You can imagine that building a solution for companies to hire anyone, anywhere, and support hundreds of millions of payments every week and do it in a way that's compliant, that's quite complicated. But more importantly, they were focused on growth. The number one question asked during that first year was, are we growing? Alex learned from his first company, where he spent 1.5 years building a product which nobody wanted, that you must ensure very early that people need your solution. And the best way to understand this is by tracking your metrics and tracking your growth rate. But also, there is a very pragmatic aspect to this as well. If you want to build a global company and you want to scale it quickly, then you need to work with venture capital. And the most persuasive argument for investors to fund you is your growth rate. One of the things that Alex did really right was raising funds during the period of rapid growth. For example, in April 2019, they raised their seed round of $4.2 million, and when they got to their Series A year later, in that time frame, they had burned only $370K. So they had more than enough cash left in the bank, and this put them in a position to dictate terms to investors because they didn't need them to survive, only to scale.
I mean, I think speed of execution is what defines a company, right? And speed of growth is what makes startup. If you're not growing, you're dead, right?
So the second lesson today could be put as: you are defined by your growth. Time is money, and if you are not growing, you are dead. An interesting question someone asked about approaching fundraising when you don't have such great growth metrics as Deel had, and here's what Alex replied.
If you don't have the high growth metrics, why go and fundraise? So if you want to raise and you don't have them yet, take the next 6 months to get there.
Yeah.
Or rethink your strategy, right?
Back in 2019, when Deel was accepted to Y Combinator, there were 6 people in the team, and that team plus one more person ran the company up until 2021. When asked what was the key factor that enabled them to grow so fast and find this product market fit, Alex always replies, it was the customer-centric approach.
I think Shruva and I are very customer-centric, and one of our key company value is deal speed. Which is the idea of moving really fast. And what we mean by that is it's on all fronts, but specifically when it comes to customer, right? Your customers need something, your customers have an issue with the platform, be there and solve that within the next 30 minutes, 1 hour, as fast as you can for them. That's something that we did really right.
So another lesson would be to have strong customer empathy and work hard to maintain their appreciation for your product, because this will help with word of mouth, which is usually the strongest traction channel for startups in the early stages. That also means getting your hands dirty. You need to sell to your customers, you need to support your customers to fully understand the job before you can hire other people to do it. And then we all remember what happened here, the year 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic. Suddenly, companies had to switch to remote work, and it created a huge need for them to pay remote employees and to manage taxes across different jurisdictions. Obviously, that kind of demand was incredibly beneficial for Deel. They had a perfect solution for a global problem, they tripled down on sales, and the timing could not have been better. So another conclusion is that timing is very important. If you have a great product, but the market is not ready yet, it will be much harder to sell. Currently, Deel is not stopping, it is growing. Alex wants to build a global infrastructure, the Apple of HR, and get to $1 billion in annual revenue within the next 4 years. Some people might say he was lucky, right? His dad was already a very successful CEO of a French public company, and he guided him. The timing could not have been better, and it was unpredictable. He simply happened to be lucky that COVID created this huge need for his product. But there are many people with even more successful parents. There were more companies building similar products when COVID emerged. So yes, of course it was luck to some extent, but it happens to many people, and the majority of them do not leverage it effectively. There is a great saying, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And that was the case in this success story. Without his speed of execution, Alex would not be where he is today. Alright, I hope you find this valuable. Let me know in the comments what you think about this story. If you are into startups and looking to start your own business, make sure to check out my other videos on how to launch from scratch, even if you don't have any ideas yet. The videos are structured as step-by-step tutorials, and they will save you a lot of time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.